Everybody, we're back. We have Earl Nagel with us from PeerlessAV. Appreciate you guys joining us again. We're going to go over their outdoor displays from Neptune. Appreciate everybody being here. It's a 50-point live webinar that you'll receive in your account. Make sure you check out the Peerless booth. They're one of our platinum sponsors for more points. And of course, it's going to be recorded and on our virtual conference center on the right side of the screen where you can view it after the fact for an additional 20 points. And we are coming up to the lunch hour, it looks like. So if you could go to the food court, if you want to get some lunch for you while you enjoy these trainings, that'll be great. We'll have a poll that we're going to start here pretty soon. And please ask your questions. We have Dwight Jenkins here, who's also from PeerlessAV, who's going to help with the questions, and Sean is going to help with that as well. We're going to be raffling off a Neptune swag bag that also includes a $100 gift card, Visa gift card. So we will raffle that off for one of you that asked a good question, and we'll get started here. Thank you a lot, Earl. Happy to have you back.
Be back, and thanks for the intro, and welcome everyone to our version of training for the 21st Century Roadshow. We're happy to be a part of it. Today we're going to go in depth on Neptune outdoor smart TVs as well as best practices in the outdoor television category. Again, my name's Earl Negley. I'm the Managing Director of Commercial Sales for PeerlessAV. Neptune obviously is a family brand within the PeerlessAV family. Today's agenda is we're going to visit some statistics for a brief period of time on outdoor living trends. This comes from a variety of different sources. We're going to go through the entire lineup of Neptune partial sun and full sun products, and then best practices, even with other competitive brands such as unboxing, proper selection, location of the television, cabling, installation, and how to get the best support from us should you encounter an issue in the field. And then we're going to close with some special offers, and I'm sure Mark Dwight might pause me, interject here as we go through this, and then of course have a poll question that they're going to deliver, and then we will award somebody a nice swag bag with $100. So with that, I'm going to start with some outdoor living trends. This comes from Kitchen's Buyer Guide, and for those of you that are familiar with the home selling or reselling process of your home, one of the most attractive feature sets used to be the kitchen, the great room, the master bedroom. Now it's the outdoor living space. That seems to be what's driving a lot of home purchases. You know, they want to obviously have a wireless network in the home, maybe extend it out into the patio, courtyard, or by the pool. But they also want an outdoor kitchen and outdoor live entertainment with outdoor television, sound bars, things of that nature. And CNN, About.com, Remodeling Magazine have all reported that for every dollar that goes into investment in outdoor space is returned dollar for dollar, or sometimes 2-to-1 ratio. So it's always a good investment for homeowners to propagate entertainment outdoors. The trend is always strong too in this category. We historically have seen about a 30-35% year-over-year growth. It's one of the fastest growing products. You can see it competes with high demand products like audio for outdoors, networking, which obviously during the pandemic that drove that, but nearly 4 out of 10 customers that do outdoor technology, that's it included. There's video included outdoors, and obviously mounts and outdoor TVs comprise this. This is the most recent data that was pulled from the installation audience by CE Pro. And the drill down into these tech stats are just as impressive. 9 median outdoor projects comprised your business if you're an integrator. The median price was nearly $12,000. It was a 33% year-over-year increase in dollar value. And nearly 40% of all integrators believe this category is going to grow for them in the next 12 months. And 2 out of 3 dealers participate in this category with a 6% of their overall business in outdoor. There's a lot of challenges and considerations you need to make when you go outdoors. It's different than putting a TV, obviously, in your living room, because you have to deal with weather, temperatures. You have to work with different business partners. I do encourage all of you to make relationships either with landscaping or outdoor design companies, hardscapes companies, pool companies. Those will obviously give you a lot of referrals, but there's a lot of considerations here, even sound placement, where you're going to put it, which direction you're going to place it. So we're going to go through some of those today. The first question that always comes out when people are maybe considering, should I buy a purpose-built outdoor TV? Well, there's a lot of reasons why. One is durability, reliability. Indoor products are not meant to be outdoors because of ingress. I'm talking about dirt, dust, water, snow, ice, etc. They will not survive it. So that's obviously, you want to make sure you maintain your investment anytime you take a TV outdoors. But there's obviously viewability issues such as brightness. The average TV indoors is going to be around 2 to 275, at best 350 nits. To have a viewable television in an outdoor with ambient light, it's going to require at least 400 nits. All of our products begin at 500 nits, even our partial sun, which will take care of the partial sun and the shade areas of a home. As long as it's under a gondola, something like that, it'll work just fine, and it protects it from the weather. It doesn't matter if it's a sunny day or snowy. With an outdoor television, you won't have to worry about that. With an indoor, you'll probably be replacing it, or worse. We heard of a case in Ohio where a home caught on fire, was burnt down. The root cause was an indoor TV put outdoor, and the insurance company would not pay the claim. So if you read your homeowner's detail of your homeowner's insurance, you might find clauses in there for inappropriate use of electronics products. The other thing is just the ambient light. Here's an example of what an indoor panel would look like on the left side versus an anti-glare, which is available in our full sun product. And no matter whether it's sunrise, noon, or sunset, people want the TV to be viewable. So if you choose the right family of product, whether it be a partial sun or a full sun, and we'll go through those applications, which best to use when, you're going to get good results from an adequately bright outdoor television that's purpose-built to survive. Many times we run across customers, even today, some 12 years after introducing our first outdoor television back in 2012, that are surprised to find out Neptune is built and owned by PeerlessAV. We made that brand transition about 4 years ago, and next year Neptune will be its own brand. And I'll most likely be heading up that division. But this is our sixth generation of product. We have forgotten much more than most of our competitors know about this product category. So we're very, very well seasoned. The first selection we made was a choice of an OEM glass supplier, and we partnered with who we believe provides the best glass for outdoor application. That's LG. We've been a partner of theirs for about 10 years now. And the product is flawless. Its reliability rate is exemplary. Less than 0.5% of our displays fail. And that is a testament to beginning, first of all, with premium glass. We're the outdoor TV supplier to all of these premium brands and more. For example, I'm a huge Cardinal fan, as Dwight knows. I frequent Busch Stadium back in St. Louis numerous times each year. But I'm proud to say that we're now located in every NL Central stadium, whether it be Wrigley, Busch, PNC, what used to be Miller Park, and even the Reds. So we're getting stadiums by stadiums. You'll see us in a lot of venues, including Gillette, Daytona, and then premium properties like Disney World or Graceland. Again, I mentioned we have two series. One is called Partial Sun, and the other is Full Sun. And as their name implies, that is where they should be located in a property. If you can look at the left image, you'll see there's an overhang there, which produces shade. So this product will cover about 60 to 70% of the market, where you're going to be under a pergola, under a gondola, or the TV is kind of in a shaded area. Maybe there's trees and shade where the TV is only going to see direct sunlight, maybe in the mornings, the evenings, but it's not going to have sustained full sun that's solar loading the display. On the right image, you can clearly see this is being fully solar loaded. The sun is beating down on this, most likely facing east or west. And that's kind of where you disseminate where and which product to use. Again, it's 500 nits on the partial sun, 800 nits on the full sun. The portfolio in each product line is 3 sizes on the partial sun, a 55, 65, and 75 inch. Now, since we have partnered with LG, it was appropriate to put our smart TV platform in each of our units. So we power the partial sun with WebOS. It's the GUI that allows you to, and we also include a Magic remote as well as a remote that's IP66 treated that will allow you to integrate 3 additional devices plus control the TV. So you have 4 device control on it. It's pre-programmed, so it's really easy to set up. All of the panels are HDR, high dynamic range. They're also maintenance free. There's no fans, no filters to maintain, and they all include FreePath technology input compartment cover, which I'll go over in a few slides down the road. They're all weather rated, the widest operating temperature range in the industry. And since we did partner with LG, IPS panels are standard, and that is a big differentiator in our product versus the competitors, because in an outdoor environment, unlike indoor, you're rarely going to be viewing the TV spot on, perpendicular with the TV. Normally, you're going to have a wide open space, and you're going to be viewing the television at sharp angles. IPS will allow you 178 degrees of off-axis viewability. And that just makes the brightness, the colors, contrast, all of that pop, even when you're looking at the TV from an angle. And a really, really big selling point for all of you, we are the only brand that includes an outdoor rated tilt wall mount for a variety of reasons, and I'll get into that as we address the TV mounts later in the slide deck. Again, I mentioned it's 500 nits. And it's WebOS. There's all kinds of apps that you can download if you're a streaming customer, for instance, YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, etc. On the full sun portfolio, we offer 2 sizes, a 55 and a 65 inch. It's still powered by WebOS, but it's been updated to the new WebOS Hub. If you sell LG, you're probably familiar with both WebOS TV and WebOS Hub. This is their latest iteration. Still includes an HDR panel, still maintenance free, still includes the FreePath compartment cover. Again, all the same specifications. We include an outdoor tilt wall mount in this, includes both remotes. So the package set is similar on both partial sun and full sun. Again, WebOS Hub is the latest version, and the full sun is 800 nits. Now, 2 really key differentiators in full sun that I want to point out and amplify on today's call versus partial sun is the fact that we have a much greater resilience to heated environments on this product, because this is a full, and I want to point this out, a full commercial grade panel that we put in the full sun. The reason for that is two of the venues or verticals that we do a lot of business in. I aforementioned the sports venues, baseball, football, etc. Bars and hospitality is a really large vertical for us. And the run times are normally much longer than you would have in a residential environment of maybe 3 or 4 or 5 hours a night. These have to be on all day, every day for the full year. So these are commercial grade panels that will run 24/7, 365, and their half-life is about twice what the partial sun is. It also comes with an anti-glare coating, which is an upgrade from the AR coating that we put on the partial sun. What you'll notice is the TV will look more film-like, almost like really smooth 35 millimeter film, where the anti-reflective will have just a subtle, it's been treated to cut down on glare, but if you've ever seen an indoor TV in an outdoor use, you'll see almost a mirrored reflection of yourself, because most likely that indoor TV at best will have an AR coating, but will most likely not have an AG coating. The AG coating reflects the light not perpendicular back at the viewer, but horizontally. So the mirror effect completely dissipates. It's a much better viewing experience. Now, I'm going to talk about apples and apples, our competitors in the marketplace. And I'm just going to address two. And I want to point out this is in no way degrading either of these brands. It's just to show contrast in what we consider full sun and what they consider full sun. I just randomly chose Furrion and Samsung here to give you a comparison. So if you look at the Furrion owner's manual, you will see caveats that are highlighted below where they state even on their full sun, no direct sunlight hits the LCD screen. If you intend to put mount the TV in an area with direct sunlight, consider adding sunshade, awning, gazebo to ensure the TV is protected from prolonged exposure. It's kind of talking out of both sides of your mouth, I must say, because you're marketing a full sun TV, but you're basically saying place it in the environment like a partial sun or a shaded product. We don't put those caveats. You'll not see that information anywhere in our owner's manual or literature. When we say full sun, that's what we're saying. Go put it in full sun. It'll work just fine. It won't go isotropic. You won't have, solar loading that make the TV go brown or black around the perimeter. If any of you have seen isotropic, that's where the TV will kind of brown out around the perimeter, eventually completely black out if there's enough solar load. For instance, go put your cell phone, whether it be a Samsung or iPhone, on the car dash on a nice sunny day, come back to it and you'll see not only is it having a trouble keeping up with competing with the sun, but if that phone is not adequately designed, it will go isotropic, and maybe you've seen this on your phone before when it's heated up. In Samsung's case, here's their caveat. Panel protected up to 6 hours in sunlight at 700 nits and 104 degrees Fahrenheit on 1 foot with one leg. No, I'm kind of like paraphrasing there, but you get the point. There's no caveats. When we say full sun, go put it in full sun. Okay. Another feature that I haven't mentioned yet, but a lot of people like, is Think AI Home Dashboard. This allows you to integrate a lot of wireless devices, smart home devices, that are available for a litany of different manufacturers. You can see a list of few here, but this could be thermostat, it could be network, camera, all kinds of smart home appliance devices that maybe you want to control. Maybe you want a front door camera that you want to view from your outdoor television, not have to walk all the way to the front if it's just a FedEx or a UPS driver drop in a box. So really cool features we enhance the TV with that are either borrowed from LG or driven by us. And that is the remotes. We include the magic remotes. You can see there's a little scroll pad. If you're, again, an LG dealer, you're probably already familiar with this. This allows you to talk to the remote and do voice commands. Really cool features. Allows you to navigate the GUI with the icons a little bit easier than a static remote. Now on the left lower portion of this slide, you're going to see a 4-device unified IP66 remote that has our program codes native in the remote, and then you can add devices as you need them. We also include, I want to point out, an IR repeater that can report back to a satellite, a DVD, whatever other appliance devices you might be inputting into the outdoor TV. Now, HDR is a big deal. You can see by the contrast slides here. Standard dynamic range is really just losing momentum. Most premium manufacturers, including LG, have moved to high dynamic range, and we incorporate that in all these displays. You can see the colors more vibrant, better contrast, deeper, richer colors. Aforementioned IPS technology versus a VA technology. On the top row, you can see VA technology. And as you move off axis, this is designed, the center image is on axis, the right and extreme right is as you move off axis and what the video quality would resemble. You can clearly see that IPS technology outperforms VA, particularly in viewability in extreme axis. So that's 178 degree viewing cone, which is quite wide. And that's what you need to deploy a really great experience outdoors for customers. I mentioned FreePath technology, and this is exclusive to us. It is a panel, a compartment panel, where you will remove the set captive screws in it, and that's where you plug in all your components, your IR repeater, your HDMI cable, if you got a sound bar into it. And that little Wi-Fi window that you see right where that arrow is pointing, that is where you can take any streaming device, whether it be an Apple TV, a Chromecast, a Roku. I'm big on Roku myself. That's my platform at home. I'm not necessarily a great fan of WebOS. I'm just not that familiar with it, and I am familiar with Roku. So on mine, plug in a Roku stick. You can do an Amazon Fire Stick. And that input compartment not only protects the back of the display or the display from ingress, from dust and water and ice and snow, but it allows that device to easily see the Wi-Fi. So you can bring your own streaming device to the party if that's the platform you choose. You do not have to be confined just to the WebOS. Unique feature to Neptune outdoor TVs. I did mention before a built-in IR repeater. I think most of our audience here is going to be well experienced on how and why you use these, but basically it plugs into the input compartment. You extend it into the house, or if you have a cubby outdoors, maybe you have a canopy over it where you got indoor components out there in some sort of environmental area, you can just repeat into that cabinet. And the problem of controlling the other three devices that you preload into the consolidated remote is going to work flawlessly. Now, this section is going to be universal for the most part for any outdoor television manufacturer you may sell, or in that case, any television you sell. It's just good practice, and we always remind people because the highest level of returns we get is either mishandling and compression fractures on the front screen where people inadvertently, outdoor TV, particularly ours, weighs quite a little bit more than indoor, and they accidentally compress the glass and they crack it. So it's an incidental, non-warrantable situation. So we always try to emphasize to all of our dealer network, our distributor network, always educate or re-educate, make this a key topic if you got installers to make sure that they handle it.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, did somebody have a question?
That was Mike. Go ahead.
Okay. So we want to make sure the proper handling's done. We went as far as about 3 years ago, we began including handles, lift handles. So you can simply rest your palm of your hand on the top bezel, lift it out with two people, and you don't have to worry about compression fractures. The other is just the cabling, which I'm going to get into here. So we have a slide dedicated to how our products are boxed. And I know Mark and the gang at 21st can attest to this. There is no product that's packaged as well as our product in the industry. It's capped with either 4 or 6 or 8 clamps, depending upon the size. The TV mount comes out first. You simply slit open the top, remove the outdoor tilt mount so you can pull off the cap without having the outdoor mount, the weight of the outdoor mount constricting you. You simply lift up the top cap, and then with another companion, you're going to use the lift handles and rest your palm on the top bezel, and that's how you're going to lift it out. That will ensure, as you're removing it and installing it, once you have the TV mount universal adapters on the back of the TV mounted, and you lift the hook and hang on our outdoor TV wall mount that's included in the box. As long as you use those handles in proper care, you're never going to have a cracked screen, which is great. You can see up at the top, just a little bit of compression there. It doesn't take a lot when you got a 60, 80-pound television. So what we're trying to do is educate you, always use best practices and communicate that not only with our TV, but any outdoor TV or any indoor TV, even though they might weigh less, particularly OLEDs that might have a smaller, more thinner, more delicate form factor. Okay, here is the input compartment. You can see all of the connectivity from an IR repeater. We've got audio out. We've even got USB control if you want to maybe have a wireless connected USB and maybe you got a graduation party in the back room, or backyard. You could throw up images of that graduate and host a party and use the television as kind of a slide deck of great images through the growth of the child. It's got LAN connectivity, SPDIF, which is normally used for soundbar. Hint, hint, we will be repeating that in 25. So look forward to that coming out. Now, let's go over the most important thing, and that's the proper cabling as well as the compartment closure. Here is our cavity on the back of the display where the pre-path technology compression plate is removed. You can see all this gasketing around the perimeter, okay? The back of the compression plate has a near copy of that gasketing system. And you can also see receptive screws here, all those light aluminum colored. Those are all screws that are captive in the compression plate. So they stay in the compression plate when you remove it. So you're going to connect your HDMI, your IR repeater and such, and then you're going to move the compression plate into position. Now, you'll notice a couple of holes here, one there, one there. Those are PIM guides, and you don't see it on the back of the TV, but what we're doing is we're hovering those PIM guides over to this little stem here. You can't see the one over here because it's covered. But once that hole aligns, you simply press down the gasketing system, and that tells you that it's properly positioned, and you can then take the captive screws and tighten them to the specs that we put. Now, notice this caution sticker, very important. We put it here and on the inside of this compression cavity plate. That is to warn people, do not try to take cables through the sides, the tops. Why? Anybody know the answer to that? It's because water follows gravity. And when you have snow, ice, and water, and you have a cable going in between here, you are creating, even though it's small, a gap, because that gasketing system will never completely cover a cable 360 degrees. There'll always be a hole on the left and the right side where the gasketing can't quite meet. In a torrential rain or snow or ice, this could cause an ingress problem. So this is the way we close our back of our cabinet to make sure it's ingress protection. I can't speak for Samsung, I can't speak for Furrion, Sierra, or other competitors in the marketplace, but for our system, this is what keeps it water and dust tight. Spiders, insects can't get in there. So once that's done, you're going to tighten the captive screws and you're good to go. The cables will come out of the bottom and they'll follow this lip and exit. Okay, and again, if you have any questions, type them in. Mark and Dwight will prompt me as we have a chance here to answer them.
Do you want to go through some of these right now, Earl?
Oh, good. We got some. We'll let them roll.
Well, we have a lot, and Dwight's doing a good job of answering them. Let me just make sure we got everything. If the unit is rain tight, how does it dissipate heat? I mean, we're going through that right now, right?
Yep.
Do you recommend full sun for a TV facing the backyard?
Great. Let me talk to that because I really didn't drill down and amplify that point enough. Brightness is going to be a driver, but location is probably the most important driver of where full sun should go. And this is why you really need to confer with the client. Which wall or where are they going to be locating? Where do they desire to locate the TV? Because if it is east or west facing, meaning it's going to get solar load all morning or all afternoon until that sun gets over the top of the house and drops, that is an area I definitely recommend. If it does not have a gondola or pergola above it, absolutely you must use full sun. You're going to have a much better result. The brightness will be better, the anti-glare, and it will be much more durable because it's designed for that solar load. If you have a gondola or pergola, that's where the partial sun, anything shade, we cover partial sun and shade below. So location of a partial sun, most likely north-south. Next question, Mark.
Very good. Integration into automation systems.
Yes, if you need control codes, we have those. So all you have to do is reach out to 21st with an email. We will forward that. I am going to ask that get put on our website in the support area.
And did we go over warranty yet?
We're about ready to, Mark. Great segue.
All right, looks like we got most of them answered. You could continue. We'll get the winner here shortly. So go
Perfect.
ahead.
Perfect. So here you can see the cables coming out once the compression plate is secure. So you can see those pins up on the left, the silver ones. They're perfectly aligned. It's seated. We've got proper torque on the screws. Everything's good. I did mention this, the handles. Always use those. They're so valuable, and you'll never have a compression fracture. So let's talk a little bit about when cables are inappropriately routed. Let's say somebody did on this compression plate try to, and it's very difficult because those captive screws, Dwight's seen this because he's installed several of them himself. Those captive screws are only about, maybe at best, 3/8 of an inch long. They're only long enough to hit the first thread and to compress the gasket. We did that intentionally, and we also intentionally made them captive, meaning they're going to stay in the compression plate. The reason we did that is so no one would try to wire cable. Maybe they cut a coax cable a little short, so they're going to try to cheat and go in from the top or the bottom. Those 3/8 inch screws, we have seen it. I don't know how they did it. I don't know if they turned the TV over, stepped on the compression plate to get enough compression in the grommet to allow the cable to seat there, but we intentionally left those screws only 3/8 of an inch long to prevent anyone from having cables going out the left or the top of that gasketing system. Now, if you don't properly secure that compression plate, just like every other outdoor television in the industry, if you're not installing it to the manufacturer's compression plate or however they protect that input board, you're going to have issues. And this is an example what you'll see should ingress occur in liquid. Here you can see by that blue arrow, you can see a discoloration on the bottom of the screen, almost like I dipped a sponge in water and a portion of the sponge is now absorbing that. That is exactly what happens with an LED, LCD membrane. It acts like a sponge. So any water that gets into that cavity is going to go into the LCD, LED module, and this is what it's going to resemble. Now, it'll be an annoyance around the edges, but it can be catastrophic if you do not properly seat that compression plate. Now, we mentioned IP rating earlier. IP is an acronym, as you would expect, for ingress protection, meaning prevention of solids or water entering the cabinet. And we rate our TV at IP54, which is one of the higher ratings. I'll show you a contrast slide here later. Some competitors, I'll leave them unnamed, will only do an IP4. So if you want to just look at what protection that produces on solids versus ours. Ours protects from all dust, insects, things of that nature entering the television from a solid perspective. And in water, it'll protect from splashing water. That means you can still take a garden hose as long as it doesn't have pressured water. You know, it's just running water. You can take a garden hose over the face or the back of the TV and clean it. Won't create an ingress problem at all. What you won't want to do is take that same garden hose with a nozzle that creates possibly high torque PSI, because that could possibly enter into the bezel and LCD glass at an angle. So our TV is rated IP54, which is purpose built for most commercial as well as residential applications. So here's a situation which addresses the partial and full sun question. Here we got, you can see there's an upstairs balcony that overhangs over the seating and the viewing area. So it's going to produce a little bit of partial shade, if you will. This also appears to possibly be going, it looks like the sunlight's coming from the east or west. It might be a sunrise, sunset. So it's facing either north or south. This most likely would have been a partial sun. Now take that same TV, move it around the corner to where it's not under the overhang and it's facing east or west. That is where you should use the full sun. Again, partial sun covers all the partial sun and shade applications. Full sun, as the name implies, sun. Okay, now we're going to transition to outdoor TV rated mounts. Of course, I hope we're not introducing you for the first time that we sell TV mounts. we invented the TV mount back in the in the 60s for Zenith, put them into VA hospitals. That was the origination of TV mounts. So you can thank us for that. We created a whole category. We're now one of the 3 largest brands of outdoor TV or TV mounts, period, in the industry. Why do we include an outdoor rated TV mount? Well, there's lots of reasons why. Safety is one. As I mentioned, we saw a lot of these into sports venues. A few years back, the New York Mets bought some outdoor TVs. They installed them, but they used indoor mounts on it. One of those 65-inch TVs dropped into the stadium. Now, fortunately, it wasn't during an event, wasn't during a ball game, or probably have different Mets ownership at this point. But it proved the point that over time, multiple years, you get oxidation, you get stress on all your fasteners. You can see on this photo, you've got the tilting pin that goes between the 2 metal extrusions there. And that you can see the oxidation there. Well, imagine that on the bolts and fasteners. And the weight of those TVs that they installed was just enough over several seasons, and salt and, oxidation created a fail. So the TV literally sheared from the facade inside the stadium and fell in there. So safety is number one. But the other thing is the rust and oxidation. The last thing any of us want to do is install a $3,000 to $4,000 TV, and the first month it gets installed, you've got rust and oxidation going down really nice masonry brick that's been installed in an outdoor kitchen. So you're not going to probably have a customer that's going to refer you in the future. So that's another reason. And then the third most relevant is if you're buying a TV and you want a tilt mount that's included in it, you want the functionality of a tilt. Or if you upgrade that mount into an articulating, we have articulating outdoor mounts as well. You don't want that function. You'll want it to tilt or articulate year 1, 2, or 3. So safety, aesthetics, and function. That is why you want to use an outdoor TV mount. Now, we offer these in a variety of different permutations. So if a customer gets a tilt mount, or you sell it a customer, but they want to use it in an articulating mode, even though our TV might have IPS, they want to view it all throughout the back yard while they're at the pool. You could upgrade them to a variety of different solutions, from ceiling mount to an outdoor articulating mount. We produce 3 universal dust covers. These can be used not only with our brand, but if you sell another brand, we don't make the sale on our outdoor TV. You can still add one of our outdoor dust covers. They come in 55, 65, and 75 inch. That'll protect the TV when not in use or off season from water, UV, wind, any of that. Keeps the screen clean. So I always recommend getting one of these for off season. Again, what you're going to get, you're going to get the TV with smart TV functionality with WebOS. It's going to have the Think AI platform built into it. It is a 4K UHD panel with HDR. It's got the FreePath technology, so you can bring your own streaming device. It's IP54 rated, has the widest temperature range in the industry, and it includes internal speakers. And we get rave reviews about our audio. We're one of the few TVs out of the box for outdoor use that is bold enough and can produce the type of volume and clarity where you don't necessarily need a sound bar unless you're in really high ambient light or high ambient sound situations. Again, 5 different models, 3 in the partial sun, 55 through 75, 2 in the full sun. You're going to get the smart TV, the remotes, both the Magic and our pre-programmed remote, tilt wall mount. And to answer the warranty, it is 1-year parts and labor warranty. And so we're going to just share some reviews. This is not something our marketing team designed. This came strictly off BestBuy.com, which, as everyone knows, is the largest consumer electronics retailer. I want to point out all of our products are mapped. So Best Buy adheres to MAP, as does all of our online e-commerce sellers. But we could not have written these reviews. We are the only 5-star rated TV, indoor or outdoor, on bestbuy.com across every single size. And if you want to verify this, go over there and you can see some of the reviews. And if I gave this project to our marketing team, I don't think they could write any more glowing reviews than we get. The product is really beloved from the owners. Now, I'm going to give you like a contrasting comparison so you can have a great understanding when you leave this call that you have high confidence that we're one of the most competitive brands in the industry, particularly in the outdoor category. Up on the top are our two series, the partial sun and full sun, and the contrast with four brands the industry is probably aware of, obviously Samsung, Furrion, Sunbright, and Sierra. And in America, more check boxes is good. We'll start with extreme operating temperature. We have one of the widest operating temperature ranges in the industry. We also include built-in speakers where others force you to buy or an outdoor sound bar. We are a smart TV with the WebOS platform, and we're one of the few TVs that allows other smart devices to come onto the premise and opt to use those as well. We are the only manufacturer listed here that includes an outdoor tilt rated wall mount and the Magic Remote. So we compare nicely in features, but what's really cool is we're price competitive. For instance, you can buy one of our partial sun 75 inches. Actually, you could buy two of them for the price of the Sunbright Signature 2. So it's $42.99. You can see how we compare. We're very price competitive, a great OEM glass partner, all the right features, and we include an outdoor tilt wall mount. We got you covered when it comes to specification. If you use any of these tools to specify your projects, our specs, our products are on there. You can connect through 21st Century for all the pricing on Portal and D-Tools. I don't know if, Mark, you might speak to that if you guys support it. If not, we can get you in touch with Barry and make sure your pricing's on there. But if you specify it, you can go right to 21st Source, put in a Neptune on your first project if you haven't used this, or just easily propose it in future projects if you already do. To make things even better, we have included in the slide deck a link for a free solo plan if you're an SMB or small business and want to try out D-Tools proposal platform. We have joined D-Tools and are offering this free. It doesn't cost you anything to use it. And we encourage you to do that. It simplifies and speeds up the proposal process. So we're on all those platforms. We have all kinds of marketing, including USBs. If you opt to put a showroom demo, we can support that with a USB infomercial that goes through all the features. Again, this is going to be shared with Mark and the 21st team if you want to get your hands on it and watch the video. We have all kinds of 4-color cell sheets that you can include in your proposals. All you need to do is request them. We have a full dedicated website for support. All of our products, as I mentioned before, are really nicely packed around all 360 degrees of the TV. Heavy-duty packaging. Shipping damage does not occur with our product, period, end of subject. 4-color, so it's an infomercial in the box if you have a showroom or a retail location. And we have a website that we can send you links. If you have a website yourself and you want to put all these images, any information, we can connect you through 21st and support that as well. Got several videos that you can watch that are either marketing videos or installation videos on both full sun and partial sun. And with that, we're going to transition. We mentioned warranty earlier. How does that occur? We're not perfect. I mentioned our reliability is extraordinary. We have less than 0.5% failure, which would be extraordinary for even an indoor product. But we do warrant our products competitive with the industry. 1 year parts labor on the smart TVs and dust covers, and then 5 years on our mounts. We have a DOA policy. If you pick up something at 21st, you go to install it, and in the first 7 days following that data purchase, won't power up or powers up, won't take IR, whatever the issue may be. We'll, of course, we have an 800 number you can talk to. We'll take over, take 21st out of so we don't have a middle person trying to communicate tech support. We'll try to resolve the problem. If it can't be resolved within the first 7 days, we will send you an advanced replacement, and you will simply unpack that, take it to the job site, unpack it, replace the other one, get it ready for return. We will then pick up on our dime the defective unit. If it occurs, most defectives occur right out of the box too. I want to point that out. Between 8 and 30 days, we still send you a replacement TV, but we're going to pick up and evaluate it first on our dime. After 31 days, it's important that you keep the box somewhere in a basement, storage room, just so if the homeowner ever leaves the home, one, they can pack it up and take it to their next home. But more importantly, if the TV ever needs to be resold, it improves the value. Or if it ever needs to be repaired, we have the proper packaging with styrofoam that goes into it to protect it. Just a really good best practice with any electronics you sell. You should be doing that as well. Always inspect the product. I mentioned how well we're packaged, but we don't transit the products. We have LTL carriers that do, and every once in a while, a forklift goes astray. We've seen forklifts go literally through TVs. We have seen it all. So never accept something without marking on the bill of lading if you're getting a shipment, and this obviously going to come from 21st, not us. It's your distributor. But it's just a good best practice, including, of course, unpacking a TV that might be in suspect, plugging it in, and make sure it's functional. But here's our entire technical support process. Pretty straightforward. 800 number. If we can repair it over the phone or diagnose it over the problem over the phone, get it up on its feet, no RMA is necessary. We give you the packing instructions to make sure it gets back, or if you want to take it to 21st, we arrange shipment back from them. However we need to resolve the issue, we will. And we have technical support on our website and a technical support form that you enter images, contact number, model, serial number, etc. We repair these either back in our headquarters in Chicagoland, or if you're Western, which is not going to be the case, I think, on this call, since 21st in the Southeast. So everything should be coming back to Chicago. Now, I'm going to leave on a really high note here. We've got some offers that were introduced through Powerhouse. 21st obviously is a Powerhouse member at CEDIA, and these instant rebates extend through October 31st. And I'll start with first the showroom demo. We know for a fact that if you demo our product, you will sell more. It's about 3 or 4 to 1 ratio of dealers that demo the product with a showroom. They sell about 3 to 4 the number of units of a non-display display. And I think a lot of that is people can see the product, they can understand what it's going to do for them from an enjoyment standpoint, and they're much more willing to commit to the product, being able to see it and use it. We also have the instant rebates, and again, these are through October 31st. If you have a project that you've got coming up, it requires an outdoor TV, and you've never used this is a great opportunity to maybe take the $100 to $200, pocket it to your own profit, or pass it along to the customer. But these rebates, if you want to take maybe a Sunbright project or whatever you're doing and flip it over, 21st, we'll be happy to give you these credits. And again, this is through the end of the month. And with that, here's my contact information. And Mark, as I always try to do, I like to try to come a little bit under the wire.
Yeah, no, very good. I believe we got all of the most of the questions answered. Just if we got 2 minutes, so if you want to, I got a couple more I want to ask you. The winner of the gift pack is Debib. So I sent you the information to send me your contact information. Congratulations. HD based T. Do any of the models have built-in HD based T for extension? That's the first question. And then one is like locking the mounts for commercial applications.
Yeah, we deeply discussed both features, and we chose at the last moment not to. I'm sorry, I got a ringer here that thought I had turned off. We chose not to put security. We do have security mounts. What some people have done is they've taken the mount I didn't really tell you this, but you can drill holes into the vertical adapter and the plate and actually put a long padlock on it if you're concerned. That's how we handle our secure mounts. We have a couple in the range of indoor mounts that have security built into them, so you could padlock it. With regard to the HD-based T, we just chose not to do it in this range. That's not to say we won't in future. I do welcome feedback from the install community to see if that's something we should do. I want to point out that there are HD-based T devices, maybe 21st also stocks them, that are small enough to fit inside that cavity.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Okay. Very good, Earl. We got to run. Thank you so much. Great information.
Yep.
Everybody, just so everybody knows, the food court is being cleaned right now. So give us a little bit for that, for you to claim your gift card. So give us some time to get that up and running. And Earl, I really appreciate it. We'll see everybody on the next training. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.